What's up guys, my name is Brandon and today I'm going to be going over 13 essential tweaks that you absolutely need to have on your device when you decide to jailbreak your iOS 10 through 10.2 device. So since there's a lot of new jailbreakers with iOS 10, I wanted to give you guys a list of tweaks that may not be sexy, but they're definitely useful and essential for the longevity of your jailbreak and will help you resolve issues later down the road. So if you've been jailbroken for a couple years, you probably already know about most of these, but if not, you definitely want to take note. Now, once you get done watching this video, you may want to install some of those other tweaks that make your springboard look good, make your device look good. So I'm going to have a link in the description right now and also in the cards. You can click that little eye up in the top and it will take you to a video where I show off 23 awesome tweaks that are compatible with iOS 10.2. And I'm going to be covering over 100 awesome tweaks compatible with iOS 10 and 10.2, just like I did with iOS 9.3.3. So make sure to subscribe to be notified when those new episodes drop. All right, so the first 6 tweaks will basically be for increasing the longevity of your device and making sure you don't lose your jailbreak. And then tweaks 7 through 13 will basically add extra functionality to your jailbroken device. All right, so number 1 would normally be OpenSSH, but since the Yalu jailbreak comes with an SSH client by default, the first essential tweak is going to be Fileza. So as you can see on the screen here, Fileza is a file manager where you can move, change, delete, modify any kind of system file on your device. And this is just useful for everything, including extracting ROMs for applications like GBA for iOS and Delta, customizing themes you could put in like your zip code and things like that, and just so much more. So Fileza is an alternative to iFile, which is like the OG file manager, but iFile hasn't been updated in a long time, so I definitely recommend using Fileza over iFile. Now I'm not going to be going through everything in Fileza or a lot of these other apps or tweaks just because it's something you need to install. It's not something you necessarily need to use all the time. It's mainly just going to be installed. You can put it in a folder, just have it installed on your device because you will definitely need it if something goes wrong on your device. The next application is mTerminal or Mobile Terminal, and this will get you out of a ton of bad situations and basically just save your jailbreak. So essentially what Terminal does is allows you to run commands manually. You can remove files, you can manually clear the cache, and just so much more with Terminal. Every single person that jailbreaks has to have Terminal installed on their device. Even if you don't use it, just stash it away in a folder somewhere. It could come in handy later on down the road when you run into issues. And if you're interested, I will have a link down below that shows some of the terminal commands you can run inside of Mobile Terminal. The next tweak is Apple File Conduit 2, and this one doesn't actually have any application to open or any settings to change or anything like that. But essentially what Apple File Conduit 2 does is that it will allow applications like iFunbox full read and write access. And what this means is that when you plug your device into your computer, you can download an application called iFunbox or any of these other applications, and you will get full read-write access to change files and access different files inside of the file system on your device. And this one's definitely worth installing because it doesn't take up any space. There's no app icon or anything like that. So definitely a must-have tweak to install on your freshly jailbroken device. The next tweak is called Mikoto, and this has a ton of customization options for applications, but the main thing we're getting it for is to prevent iOS updates from downloading. But there's a ton more, like enabling background audio for YouTube. There's just all kinds of things you could do with Mikoto. But like I said, the main thing you want with this is to disable OTA updates on your device without any kind of profile or anything like that. So if you go into the settings here and scroll down, you can see you have software update disabler right there, and it actually doesn't even show up in your settings pane whatsoever. So if you go all the way back and then all the way up to general, you can see that there's no section there for software update at all. You do need a source to download this one, so I will leave that in the description below. The next tweak is called No Please Recovery, and this one kind of goes hand in hand with Mikoto because this prevents recovery mode on your device. So it pretty much ensures that you stay on your current firmware, because if you plug your device into your computer, it won't be able to enter recovery mode with this tweak installed. Now, of course, this will only work when you're in a jailbroken state, just like any of the other applications and tweaks on this list. Next up is iCleaner Pro, and this is a definite no-brainer must-have on your device. This will allow you to clear space from your device. It will clear things like the caches, the language files, and things like that. And you also have the ability to disable certain tweaks, which will help in finding conflicting tweaks when that time comes. I actually made a full video on this for my boot loop video on 9.3.3. So if you're interested in seeing that, I will leave a link down in the description below. But basically, as you can see here, we can analyze, and I'm just gonna show me how much space, how many files it will delete and how much space I will get back. So once it gets done analyzing, it will show me that data, and then I can press run, and it will run and delete all of those cache files, language files, whatever you have selected to delete. So as you can see, it's getting to 100% there, and you can see it will remove 2.16 gigabytes of files, over 5,000 files. And of course, you can select here what you want to clear out. You have all these different options to select, and you can also clear out message attachments and things like that. So most of you should be familiar with iCleaner Pro. If not, definitely go ahead and install that. The next 2 tweaks will be for the look of your device. Now, I didn't say there would be any sexy tweaks in this video, but I just had to include something like Springtomize 3 in this video. So Springtomize 3 is one for customization and looks, and it basically just changes everything about your device. Here's a clip I made in one of my top jailbreak videos on 9.3.3 where I talk about this tweak. And if I had to choose one tweak to have for the rest of my life and only one tweak, Springtomize 3 would most likely be it. So it would take me about an hour and a half to go through every setting and every single feature inside of Springtomize 3. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now to go download Springtomize 3, mess with all the settings, and have it fit for your device. If you didn't get enough customization out of Springtomize 3, you could take it a step further with completely customized themes, changing the icons, the lock screen, and everything like that with an application called Anemone. This is basically just a theming platform, and you download themes inside of Cydia and you apply them with Anemone right here. So like I said, I didn't really say there was going to be any sexy tweaks in this video, but I just had to include Anemone and Springtomize 3 just because I feel that they are essential to every jailbroken device. Next up is App Admin, and this will allow you to downgrade any App Store application to any previous version. So this is extremely useful for tweak compatibility, and maybe if Instagram added a new feature that you didn't like, you could go back in time and downgrade to the previous version. So as you can see, I have Instagram here, and if I go ahead and tap and hold on Get or Update in this case, we can downgrade right here. And as you can see, it will show all of the previous versions right there. We can also block all future updates. If you go ahead and tap and hold, you can see block all updates. You can also downgrade to previous or just continue with this version. Next up is the OG Tweak Activator. And this is basically a button and shortcut management system that will allow you to use gestures to activate certain actions. So if we go ahead and click on Anywhere and then scroll down to the status bar where I already have a gesture set, you will be able to see what I'm talking about. So we have status bar here, and I have it for a double tap to start music. You can see right there, all you have to do is, let me just go ahead and cancel these so I can show you how it works. So you assign it basically by doing this. So play, I want to have play, and as you can see, it adds it right there. So that means that when I double tap the status bar anywhere on my device, it will actually start playing my music. Now it won't pause it, so I actually need to add another action for pause. So as you can see, when I click on that, you can see it says just pause or assign after pause. So I'm going to go ahead and assign after pause. That means that once you double tap it, you have to wait 1 second, and then if you double tap it again, it will pause your music. Next up is Bio Lockdown or Bio Protect, either one. And these will basically allow you to use your fingerprint to lock certain applications and toggles. Now this isn't actually compatible with iOS 10.2 just yet. It will be, but it's not just yet. But here's a clip from one of my top jailbreak videos on this tweak. Next up is BioLock or Bio Lockdown, and this basically requires your fingerprint to open certain applications. So if I go ahead and try to get into my camera application, you can see it requires my fingerprint to get in. This is one of my all-time favorite tweaks, and I'd highly recommend you get it. It's a really great way to secure your device. So like I said, it's not compatible just yet, but it will be later down the road. Next up is Protect My Privacy, and this basically acts as a VPN. It'll spoof your device name, your location, and everything about your device in certain applications that you selected to run on. So as you can see, I have it running on different applications here. I have it on YouTube, so it shows my advertising identifier is protected, as is my network. Now with other applications, it may request to see your location, and you can actually change that in here by going down to location, and then you actually just drop a pin on where you want your fake location to be. So this is actually what I use for Pokemon Go. I actually made a video about this a while back, and it spoofed my device, my Pokemon Go application, into thinking I was in another state. So this is a great application for many different reasons, especially for people outside of the US who want to watch like Netflix or something like that. You can use this and spoof your device into thinking you're in the US. Now Protect My Privacy isn't entirely stable with 10.2 just yet, but it definitely will be in the near future. So be sure to check the description. I will update that when it is fully stable on this jailbreak. And the final tweak or application that you must have on your jailbroken iOS 10 device is No Slow Animations. So No Slow Animations will speed up your device by practically removing any sort of animations when opening or closing applications, moving volume HUDs or anything like that. Any kind of animation, this will basically kill that, so everything will open up and move faster. So just to show you an example, watch when I close this application how quick it closes, then when I open it, how quick it opens. When I open phone, you can see how quick it opens. Cydia, we can see how quick it opens right there. There's no, there's no animation is obviously what it's called, no slow animation. So there's no type of animations. It just makes everything run quicker on your device. So anyways, guys, there you have it. Those are 13 essential tweaks that I feel are 100% necessary on every single jailbroken iOS 10 device. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, make sure to subscribe for a lot more content related to the iOS 10 jailbreak and much more. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you soon.